Today is Tuesday, the 15th of October, and I really felt like making a video yesterday actually, but I was a bit tired, so I didn't. So I thought, you know what, I'll talk about this because this is pretty much in line with what we did the previous video. So we did talk about how we have to do something by the middle of October in order for us to be bullish. We did that and we really cut it thin, believe me, because we were supposed to be above the $63,000 level by the second week, and we pretty much did it on just after the clock turned 2 weeks was over. So a lot of panic. I've been completely honest about it. I did go onto Discord and I did talk to the community. I said, guys, I don't know what this candle is. It's very, very unpredictable because the candle pattern showed as a disconnected candle. So that kind of concerned me. Of course, we opened bullish, which is great. So far we're doing great, and I want it to hold until tomorrow. So tomorrow's Wednesday. If it can hold until tomorrow midnight, then it's great, right? Of course, before that, we can still pump out. So if we can pump all the way to, say, 68K, 69K today or by the end of tomorrow, that's a good thing as well. So any positive number is good for us. Of course, if we don't become positive, then as long as we can hold the 65, I would say 65 and a half would be the ideal number, but 65K, we're good, right? We're not going to really go down. And also another thing I'm going to do is just after this video is over, later on, I'll post the average or just like the monthly returns, right? Typical monthly returns that we've had. And I'll give you a little snapshot of what the returns have been in the month of October since we first started to take notice of it, since 2013 basically, because we don't have prior data. A lot of the technology is just catching up with what we're doing. So I will post something there, and it will be quite fascinating that you'll notice that more than more times we are actually quite bullish in the month of October. So it's quite rare that we actually bleed out. So it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing. I was kind of panicking a couple of weeks ago. Remember last month when I made that video right at the end, kind of panicking because I was kind of unsure. I was like, look guys, if we don't hit these numbers, then there's no hope for us, right? However, if we do hit the numbers, then there's plenty of hope. And so far, everything has worked out perfectly. We have hit those numbers, better late than never, but ultimately we're looking positive, right? Of course, I'm not going to overhype anything. A lot of you guys, you know me very well. I'm very conservative when it comes to the numbers. Even though I would love to see a $10 million coin, I'm not going to hype about it because I don't feel it's the right time for it, right? We need everything to fall in line, the entire puzzle to fit before we hit that $10 million per coin, right? So far, so good. I mean, the time now is, by the way, 5:44 p.m. here in the UK, so I'm not sure what it is in your country. Just for reference, I'm giving you the date and the time, so at least you guys know exactly what's going on. So this is 2 weeks after, or just over 2 weeks after we did the last video. So, you know, just a little catch up. I was going to go live. Unfortunately, where I am right now, the network is not the best. I do have 5G connection for cell network, but internet-wise, it's very poor. I'm getting like 2 megabits. Speed is rubbish, right? So anyway, so far currently right now, as I'm looking at the market right now, we did go and test the 67,889, not the perfect test, just below our target is 68K, just below that, which is great, by the way. It's only like $110 or $111 off. Do you know what? That's mine. I think by the end of tonight we might actually be able to hit that. But just looking at it right now, we're currently back at 66,900. So we did dip down a little bit. Again, not concerned at all. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm looking at this on a multiple time frames, but mostly on a weekly. And so far on a weekly, the candle is a very, very good candle, right? Even though the pattern is a bit concerning, it is one of those kind of candles that I actually call unpredictable. I've mentioned the last one on Discord as well. I said, guys, this candle is unpredictable. I can't tell you what direction it's going to go. This is another one of those candles which I can't tell you what direction it's going to go. So whatever you see right now, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Stop loss is your best friend. I've been telling everybody, especially one of our members, KR, I've been telling him as well. I said, bro, think about your strategy. You don't need to exit. You don't need, like normally we have an exit strategy when the market starts to hype. It's like, okay, time to cash out, take some profit. You don't have to cash out, right? Nobody has to cash out. But what you need to do is, as we progress up, move your stop limits up as well, stop losses, whatever you want to do, move them up as well, so that way you can bag a little bit more extra cash just in case the market goes south. Because right now you have many people pushing the market up, right? There's a lot of bullish news out there, nonsense I see, like, you know, believe me, I don't even look at them anymore, but you'll get a lot of news come through and they'll push the market up, right? Because when the hype's there, everyone's pushing it, right? So let it be, that's not a problem. What you need to do as a wise person is get in there and say, right, okay, fine, you're hyping it, 100k, 200k, no problem. I'm going to just move my levels up so I can bag a little bit more cash than I would have, right? So that's the whole idea. So no point selling anything, no point cashing out on anything, just move your stop limits, right? And if it triggers, of course you cash out, but, you know, put a nice little delta on it, so at least that way, even if the market just blips for a little bit and it goes back up again, you're not completely kicked out, right? So that means you'll have to kind of take a little bit more risk, but it's worth it, right? You know, instead of doing a 5% delta, you do a 10% delta, right? But ultimately it's worth it, because just in case the market moves up. Now, this is a higher probability that we are going to go and test the 68, 69k. That's the level I've got, right? Between 68 to 69. We are going to go and test that. Whether we break that or not this week, that's a whole different story. We could even do it today. We might do it by the end of tomorrow. Ideally, we want to hold that 65.5, as I said, by the end of tomorrow, right? If we can hold the 65.5 by the end of tomorrow, then we have an entire week remaining where we can become bullish. Like, for example, last week when the market started to dump, it became all bloody and this and that. A lot of you can go and see on Discord again, right? I know I'm saying Discord quite a bit. I'm not plugging anything, guys. I don't want you to go to Discord or anything. You don't have to join my community. It's a dead community anyway. I literally go there whenever I can. I'm not busy. The community is dead. They're not. Every now and then they'll probably mention something and then go away, right? But point is I leave it there as a statement. I leave it there as a proof, right? My name is Sham, this is 0x5, and I always say the truth is always out there. And the truth that I'm talking about is not some mystery or whatever. The truth is what I've said, right? I've said that, it's there, right? It's documented, right? You know, completely doxed, right? I can't take it back. What I've said, what I've posted on Discord, what I've said here, I can't take it back. So that's what you get over there. That's the reason why I'm mentioning Discord, right? Not that plug-in or anything like this. So I mentioned, sorry, at no point on Discord while we were bleeding out was I panicking about going down. All I said, we better hold 60k, right? That's all I said. I said we better hold. But funny thing is I said that 2 weeks ago. I said that 2 weeks ago on a video, right? On a video on YouTube. The last video, you can go and check it, right? I'm not going to plug it in or anything, but you can go and check it. I said, guys, as long as we hold 60k, we're fine. Was I panicking? No. Even when the market started dumping, when it looked like a complete bearish candle, a lot of people were worried, like, okay, is the market going to bleed out? I was like, no, it's not. Week's not over. Don't worry about it. Week's not over. Why? Because it didn't go and invalidate the entire thing. So it was fine. The candle was a bit unpredictable, means I can't give you with certainty this is what it's going to do or that's what it's going to do. But ultimately, it was a good candle, right? It wasn't a bad candle, but it was an unpredictable candle. However, it was doing its thing. As long as it holds 60k, it's fine. Right? So that's what happened there. Again, same thing applies right now. As long as this candle holds around 65k, it's fine, right? If it falls below 65k, we could easily go back to 60. So you got to understand the numbers. Remember the percentage I was talking about, right? So we're not far. We're only a few more percent away from going to that 68, 69k, which is around the corner as far as I can think, right? Would we get a lot of traffic, a lot of rejection, a lot of resistance, a lot of fight around that area? Possibly. Because theoretically, that's the last major resistance until we go and test the previous all-time high, right? That's pretty much. And the reason I'm saying that, I know a lot of you guys, oh, but there was a resistance at 70k. There's a resistance at 71. Yes, right, yes, there are. But those are minor resistance. We didn't really go and battle it out there for too long. So we didn't really have enough time to make it into a strong support or a strong resistance. Does that make sense to you, right? Of course, it's not a support, but we didn't make it into a strong resistance, right? So because of that, it's a weak level. And then you have to add the percentage, right? So when you add the percentage and you say, okay, hold on, we're at 67k now, or 69, 68k right now. And if we add 1% more to 68k, well, that's $680, right? You know, or what if we add 2? Oh, that makes it $1,200. So think about it that way, right? So from 68k or 69k, that's already $1,200, just 2%. You know, so when you add the percentage to the numbers, 73k, believe me, is around the corner. 1 or 2%, 3% pump, boom, we're there, bro. So think about it that way, right? So yes, I'm really excited to see it go back there. In fact, I had some orders which were actually on a stop loss. I've just been adjusting them, so I'm happy that I'm going to be making, or at least keeping, a little bit more if the market goes south. Now it's given me an opportunity, so the market's come back to me. It's giving me an opportunity because I was ready to sell and get out, right? Whereas in now, I don't have to get out. I can still stay in there, but I'm going to take a little bit more than I would have before. However, if the market keeps on moving back up, then, you know, it's a good day for everybody. Do you know what I mean? Right? So that's how I'm going to put it, right? And yeah, that's all I can say. So other than that, guys, look, market's doing fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, market's doing fantastic. In fact, I'm looking at it on a day chart, and on a day chart, it's doing absolutely fantastic. I don't see any issues at all. Today's candle, yes, it's a bit shaky. So what? It doesn't matter. After having last 3-4 days battling it out and moving upright, it's not a bad deal. I'm not really too concerned about that. So I am going on the daily. Now, if I look at the 3-day, again, last 3 days was a brilliant candle where we battled it out and we printed a nice positive candle, which was slightly above the previous level that we wanted to look at. So yes, we held that 65.5 and we held longer than that. And we're here. We printed a new candle, right? We printed a new candle. Again, these are the 3-day candles. So it's basically like it opened up today, right? So this candle opened up today. This candle is going to close in the next 2 days or whatever. So again, it's a positive candle. It's above the previous candle. That's how we look at it. It's a green candle. Now we have another green candle, which is above a higher high. Technically, it's a higher low, but the point is, lower high, but doesn't matter. We're just looking at the current time frame. It's high. Right, so for me, that's a high. So I'm quite excited about that. When I look at the 5-day, for example, right, this one green candle that we've printed, which we still have 1 day remaining, is higher than all the most recent ones. Again, that's a positive thing, right? So you've got to look at it that way. It's like, okay, forget the patterns might not work out, but are these things in a positive note? Are they doing positive things? So, like, for example, this week's candle, again, today, today's Monday or Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday today, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday today. So if it's Tuesday today, but think about it, this is an entire week, right? It is Tuesday. I gave you the date in the beginning. So we've got an entire week remaining and the candle is currently above. So peaking above the previous candles that we've had. So again, it's a good note, right? It's a high candle, right? Overall structure is good. If we do get to that 68, 69K, there's another thing a lot of people may not, if you haven't watched the videos before, you wouldn't know, is that it will invalidate that downward trend that we've had. And that takes the market into a whole new phase. So think about it. We've had our phase one, pump all the way to 73K, right? Then we've had another phase, or your ABC corrections or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter, right? So we had another phase where we went on a downtrend. And if we now invalidate that pattern, so imagine we're coming up and we come up and peak up now, all of a sudden, the market will become bullish. This gives us an opportunity to see 80K, 85K, 90K, 100K. That opportunity, that probability becomes more likely. Does that make sense, right? So, however, I am still, being very cautious. And my cautiousness means that it's not like I'm not jumping in or anything. I'm being cautious in the sense that I'm just moving up the stop losses. I've got an opportunity. The market's come back to me. I've got an opportunity. I should be able to bag more rather than just hodling and this, oh, I'm going to hodl forever. Well, hodl for what? Right? You know what I mean? Hodl for what? I'm here to make money. I'm going to make money. When the market dips, I'm going to buy back again, right? And make more money. So that's the whole idea here. That's what you got to do. Now, I know there's a few coins that was mentioned to me on Discord, on WhatsApp, and even private conversations and whatnot from some of the members and some of the people that I work with, right? And I've been pretty adamant about this one thing, right, guys? Unless you're already holding some coins, and especially the top coins, I always say stick to the top 10, top 20, maybe even if you want to be a little bit more, you want to explore a little bit, top 50 of the coin market cap, right? That's what I would say. Stick to them, of course, excluding USDT and USDC and all the USD peg coins. Point is you stick to those, the volumes there, the people are there, right? So those are the ones that I'll be like, I always recommend for people if they want to go and explore. By the way, guys, none of this is financial advice, right? Whatever you do is up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. So yeah, don't take any of my word as a financial advice. So the point is look, if you are going out there and you want to go and explore, do that. But when you're looking at really, really low caps, right? think about this one fact. That's all I'm going to say. You're competing with about 4 million other coins, 4 million other low cap gems, as they would like to call it. Just because some people are calling it gems doesn't mean they are, right? So all I'm going to say is tread carefully, be very cautious, you know, stick to the top 50. Worst case scenario, I wouldn't even go down that low. For me, I would stick around the 10 to 15, top 10 to 15, right? Those are where I want to put my bags in. Yes, they may not perform as much, they might not give you a 10x or a 20x, but the risk is far lower. Of course, you want to risk. You know, I'm not even advising you, but all I'm going to say is if someone wants to risk it, well, hold on, you got $10, go and risk 50 cents of that, right? So 5%, that's all you want to risk. Even that is too much, right? I wouldn't even risk that. I would say 1%, right? So depending on your net worth, right, what percentage you are, I would say don't go over 5%, all right, to maybe 1%, because in more cases than not, you are going to lose all your money, right? That's what's going to happen with these low caps, right? So I know a lot of people have come to me with a lot of names and like, what do you think about this? Or have you got this and have you got that? I'm like, bro, I don't care. I'm not interested in buying anything, right? I've already got a bag. I'm holding on to those bags, right? And I'm just thinking about now my plan is, my strategy is how to offload that. So all I'm thinking about is when am I going to offload that, right? Because when I offload that, it gives me an opportunity to now be free, have liquid assets. So then I can come back in and sweep up the market. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want to do, right? Yes, I might have made more. Some people are making, you know, 10x, 20x. Someone's done like, I don't know, 10,000x, right? Great. You took the risk, made 10,000x. That's not an issue, right? But it's not something everybody can afford to do. You know what I mean? So do not invest money you can't afford to lose. That's what I'm going to say. Do not invest money you can't afford to lose. I mean, we had a little drama the other day with MEXC exchange, right? Again, I'm not shunning them or anything. Some people, for MEXC is good for some people, maybe not for some people. So, but in the UK, they don't operate anymore. And I've had an issue where I've had some funds in the MEXC and the exchange is completely gone. So I updated the app, tried everything, and all of a sudden, as a UK citizen, I can't even do KYC or anything with them, right? Great, no problem. Where's my currency? Vanished. So luckily for me, I didn't have more than I could afford to lose in an exchange, and I never do. I never keep more than, you know, anything I'm going to hodl, I'll put it in my personal wallet, right? As secure as possible, right? Actually, on that note, I want to talk about something else as well. I did kind of briefly mention, but I actually forgot to make a video. I was going to make a video on that. Recently, what I've discovered is, from experience, right? There's one common mistake we make when we use our decentralized wallets. And believe me, I've done it many times and I didn't even realize that I was doing it. And I think a lot of you guys may have also done it as well. So what I want you guys to do is go back and kind of refresh and just kind of fix the problem that I'm going to tell you right now. So one of the biggest issue we have when we have a decentralized wallet, whether it be a Ledger wallet, whether it be a MetaMask, whatever, right? We have a lot of funds in there, right? Of course, you know, we want to keep all our assets safe. We make a common mistake where we actually sometimes go and say there's a new project or a new airdrop or a new complete launch. We actually use the wallet directly to go and buy, or technically connect to another protocol or another coin. Avoid that. That's all I'm going to say. Because what I've noticed is all decentralized wallets are 99.99%, 100, you know, nothing's 100%, right? Let's just put it this way. Nothing's 100%, but they are 99.99% safe. Those wallets, the seed phrase, the keys, whatever, they're all yours, right? They are all yours, believe me. So nobody can hack into that until some quantum computers come out. But that's why I said 99.99%, right? But point is no one's going to hack into them. No one's going to copy them. No one's going to do anything. So you're not going to lose your funds just by having funds sitting in a wallet that's never touched the network for any, you know, uses like, you know, staking, this, that, whatever. Your main wallet is 100% secure, or 99.99% secure. I'm just going to say 100% for the sake of the video, right? But I don't mean 100%. I mean 99.99%, right? Because as I said, nothing is 100%. So as long as you don't go and interact with other coins or other launch pads and this and that with your main wallet, you're safe, by the way. So all I'm advising is, and this is an advice, right? If you do want to go and buy, say, $10,000 worth of something from your wallet, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, right? Believe me, you're going to thank me. move the money over to a secondary wallet, like a burner wallet, right? Let's call it a burner wallet. So you move it there, you interact with whatever protocol you want to. That way, if there is any risk of you being hacked or someone actually checking or kind of snooping on you, they can, by all means. Of course, on the blockchain, they can see where the original funds come from, but because you've never interacted with the original wallet, there's nothing they could do. The only amount you're risking is the money that you currently exposed, right? Or the wallet that you currently exposed. Because every time you're connecting to a protocol, to a project, for whatever reasons, for earning and this and that, you know, to yield farming or whatever you want to do, right? You're actually exposing yourself. Your wallet is being exposed, right? You know, many ways. It's being exposed because you don't know what's sitting on the other side. And not many people have the time to go and verify all of these things. And I feel that, you know, that's where we're taking a risk, because I know a lot of you guys may have heard, maybe not on YouTube, but personally, I think like on Discord and that I've talked about it. I got drained, completely drained, right? So one of my main wallet got drained, and its beautiful thing was, right? And I do admire the person who done it, right? How beautiful it was, right? So I've interacted, like, it's my main wallet, so I've interacted with so many yield protocols and yield farming. I've moved my funds from one network to another, you know, airdrops and whatnot, right? So I've moved my funds around, especially the EVM chains, so I could earn a reward, or I could earn some airdrops, because a lot of these airdrops were happening during that time. So I moved my ETH from one location to another, one network to another. I've lost a couple of $100 here and there from the fees. Other than that, I'm not bothered, because it's bringing me back a lot more than I'm spending. So it just makes no sense, right? It's a no-brainer, right? You know, if I've got $10,000, I might as well move $10,000 and earn more rather than moving $1,000. That's what I did, right? I would have recommended that to anybody. However, I don't recommend that anymore, right? Because I got burnt, completely burnt. So for me now, the way I look at it is like, okay, I'm not going to be greedy anymore. I can't, but I'm only going to move funds into a secondary wallet that is going to be my interaction wallet, right? But I'm only going to put money that I can afford to lose. Because the reason I admire this person who hacked me or robbed me, right? They literally had full access to me. They waited a very, very long time until one day coming in and draining me out. Fine. They've drained me out, they've left. But because I've interacted with multiple chains, and I'm pissed off with the wallet, obviously, so I'm like, I don't want to even know about the wallet. So but it's still sitting there, right? And every now and then I get pinged. I've had an airdrop, right? And funny thing is, even though my wallet has been completely drained because of all those interactions that I did with all these multiple blockchains, I still get airdrops, right? And this hacker comes back and literally sells my airdrop before I can even access it, sells it back into ETH and moves it over. It's been doing that non-stop. The craziest thing is I can't track it. I don't know how they're doing it, but I can't track I can track it to a certain point and then it just vanishes, right? Hats off. It's a good hack. They hacked me. Even though I'm so cautious, I'm so paranoid, they done it. So obviously the only one way for me to protect myself 100%, you know, since that has happened, is like, whatever my decentralized wallet is, it's never touching another wallet. It's never going to be backed up to another wallet. Nothing, right? I have the seed phrase and that's it. Nothing else, right? If I need to interact with anybody, I'm going to send funds to a completely different wallet and move it around there. But I'm never going to mix my wallets again, because somewhere along the line, I made a mistake. And I feel that my biggest mistake was greed, right? Well, my biggest mistake was my greed, my personal greed. And it was, you know what? I don't blame myself for that too much, because that's the thing. We can yield farm. We can go and interact with different protocols, right? You know, send Ethereum to another network like Arbitrum or Optimism or whatever. And then if something launches there, we can earn some from. That's what we were doing. So, but again, you know, as I said, greed is that. But this is the thing, guys. If you can, and I recommend, please, whatever your decentralized cold wallet address is, right? Whatever this personal wallet is, not an exchange or anything like this. Do not directly interact with anything. doesn't matter if they're offering you the moon. Do not, right? You know, if a protocol is saying, right, we're going to make you into a billionaire, do not, right? Only take money out into another wallet, like a burner wallet, and then interact, right? And then whatever you've done, if you earn, send it back to your main wallet, no problem. So you can send and receive to your main wallet. But when you interact with the protocol, do it with a completely new secondary wallet, right? Please, please, please. You're going to thank me later. I wish I knew myself a year ago. I would have thanked myself, right? But that's what I've learned now. So, you know, we learn. It's not always easy. BTC is currently sitting at $66,857. So far, so good. I don't see BTC doing anything bad. So other than that, guys, I'm not going to make this any longer. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming and watching the show. I'm sorry I couldn't go live. I know I wanted to go live, but I couldn't. As I said, network is bad. In fact, I'm just talking about it. KR just sent a message. The best on Sega. What? Oh, Sega Mega Drive. Okay, he was talking about Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. He was talking about a coin earlier on. I forgot what it was called. Something Sonic. And I just replied back, I like Sonic the Hedgehog, right? So yeah, Sega Mega Drive, Sonic. My childhood memories, you know, childhood memories. But anyway, thank you very much for coming to the show. I will definitely catch you guys on another one. Of course, guys, if you need me to come on and talk about something, provided it's a subject I can talk on, I will happily do, gladly do. Let me know, because my kind of style of videos is quite different compared to everybody else, as you've probably noticed, right? They're like a continuation of what I did in the past, right? Or the last video that we did. So 2 weeks ago, I'm continuing on that video, right? So there's nothing really new for me to come up, and I don't go around looking for stuff to come and talk to you guys. Of course, there are plenty of things I want to talk about, but sometimes I feel uncomfortable, because what if you guys don't like it, right? I might come and start talking about some sort of a crazy theory of mine, right? But you guys might say, hold on, he's deviating from what it was. So I don't know, but unless you ask me. So if you guys go into the comments, right, and say, can you talk about this? I will happily talk about this. I know, what was his name? I think it was Bobby or someone, or I can't remember. It was someone anyway. He went on one of the messages and said, you should do a food tour, like go and eat some food. I do love food, but I've thought about it. Here's the fun part. I'm not that type of a YouTuber, so I actually feel kind of uncomfortable when I'm trying to record food and this and that. I haven't got out of that thing, because remember, I'm a hermit, right? I'm a bit of an introvert, so this is my comfort zone. You know what I mean? I can't do this exact same thing if I step out on the street. Believe me, I cannot do it. You know, I can have a million people around me and I could do this in the car, but as soon as I step out, I won't be able to do it. So I think I just need to get over that, you know, and maybe start doing more. However, as I said, in a closed room, I could present in front of a million people, not a problem. But me being outside, and I just don't know, I just haven't done it before. I think if I do it once or twice, I will get experience. So that is definitely something on, you know, on the horizon. I might actually do something like this. But again, got to figure out what I'm going to do on the food wise, because I'm actually very specific to where I go. So there are only a few handful of restaurants that I would actually go to. I would drive 20 miles to go to that restaurant. That's how I am, right? And there are very specific type of food that I actually thoroughly enjoy. So it's a tough one. But as I said, I'll do. But let me know in the comments, guys. I will definitely come and at least do something. Do you know what I mean? At least do something. Provided that I feel comfortable. So other than that, guys, let me catch you guys on another one very soon. Yeah. It's been a long day, right? And enjoy. Listen, BTC's doing good so far. I don't see any problems. As I said, the risk is if we fall below 65k, we got to worry. Other than that, I think we're gonna we're too close not to try the 68, 69k. Once we get to that level, then we'll think about what we do. But if we do break past the 69k and go towards the 70k, then we could expect a new all-time high, right? So please expect that. Again, I'm not hyping anything. I'm not funding anything. I'm not mentioning any other coins, right? I'm not mentioning, I did briefly mention Ethereum, but that was to do with my wallet. I did briefly mention BTC. I know a lot of people come and sometimes come on my videos and on the comments, they're like, oh, you're funding this or you're hyping this. No, I've only talked about BTC and I've only mentioned Ethereum because of the wallet hack that I had. Other than that, I'm not talking about anything else, right? So I'm not hyping anything here for you. I'm not plugging anything, not adding anything. So that's that, right? So other than that, like, share and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you would like to see, if you want to see me more often. And yeah, I'll make it happen. Adios, my amigos.